my colleague seated in that tent to also ask you a few questions. Your Excellency, to begin with, we have 8 registered presidential candidates, and you are one of them. Why should Ugandans stick with you? Why do you see that you are the best of all the 8? Maybe we start from there.
Well, when I spoke in Amuratar and in Yokoro, I gave the long story of the NIM in the last 65 years, in which I have been involved. And you can say, if you are honest and not a globalist, that the recovery of Uganda from the collapse it had suffered was because of the NRM. And the progress which you all can see is because of the NRM. You remember I started with the number of points. Like the issue of peace, Kuch. Everybody had failed to bring peace to Uganda. And not only now, but I could say for the last 500 years. Because we are people of this area, we are indigenous here, and we know what was happening before colonialism. We know what happened during colonialism and after. And it was chaos, bloodshedding all the time. But since 2006, when we defeated Coin and ADF, the whole country is in peace. We're having a problem of cattle rustlers, which has now been also defeated. That is on the security side. On the side of Donglobo, you know what we have been doing. The roads, the electricity, to see that there is electricity in Baleg here, there is electricity in Patongo, in Kalongo, in Abim, the telephones, schools. I even have a secondary school here called Okwang. There are other secondary schools all over the place. The health centers, so you can see that for yourself. Especially some of the roads need to be repaired because there has been some lack of coordination of the timely repairing of roads, Maram and Tarmac. But that will be sorted out. Then, wealth creation. Many leaders have not been clear about the issue of wealth creation. We started in the 1960s. We started in the 1960s. The ideology of Duchu. Everybody getting out of poverty is the NRM ideology. Others used to say that, there's one of them who told me, you young boy, do you see my hand here? I said, yes, sir. Do you see that some fingers are taller than others? I said, yes, sir. And then he said, that's how society is. some people must be short, others must be tall. What he meant was that some must be poor and a few should be rich, and we didn't accept that. So when you see what we are doing here, PDM, NADS, in Tandikwa, all these efforts, it is because of our ideology of prosperity for all. Duchu. You can check with your parents or grandparents whether any of the governments had ever tried that to get everybody out of poverty. Education for all. I was talking with the students at Achaba. I think it's a technical school where I stopped. And I was telling them about our philosophy of universal education. We want everybody to go to school. And because of Kuch, Donglobo, Lonyo, then we also create jobs, handle the issue of jobs. Because jobs come from wealth. The wealth is of the individual, sometimes it is of the government, it can be a parastatal, but it creates jobs. Now, some people talk about jobs without talking about wealth. This is a lack of seriousness. All these big companies in the world, Boeing, which employs so many people, Microsoft, these are private companies. They are people's lonyo, but they create jobs for so many people. So that's number 4, teach. And so on. So because of this, the NRM is the only party which can ensure stability. There is also another point, which I will not finish all the points, but there is another point of the market. When you create wealth on a large scale, is the internal market enough? No. Our answer is that no. Otherwise, why would a country like China, with 1.4 billion people, be looking for markets abroad? So the internal market is not enough. We need external markets, African markets and beyond. And that's how we hear our principles of patriotism, love Uganda, love Africa, and so on, socio-economic transformation. So because of the ideology, because of the historic contribution of the NRM, really, frankly speaking, I don't see how the people would fail to see that NRM is the right choice.
Thank you. Closely associated with that, where do you see this country, Uganda, in the next 5 years in terms of the economy and the quality of livelihood of the people of Uganda, in case you are re-elected to this office of President of Uganda?
Today, Uganda is already a middle-income country. By June next year, we shall be $66 billion. And in the next 5 years, it will maybe double. Because in this term, the GDP has doubled. It was like 34 billion, 2020, now it's 66 billion. So it will double. And our target, as we have heard, is to turn Uganda into a high middle-income country with a GDP of 500 billion. So Uganda will be totally modern. We are going to ensure free education for all these children. We are not going to accept these school charges in government schools so that everybody goes to school and stays there. We are ensuring wealth creation, people to get involved. in agriculture, in artisanship, in manufacturing. We are ensuring in services, hotels and so on, in ICT. And we are linking up with the African countries to form, if possible, an East African Federation, but also form the common market of the whole of Africa. So Uganda will be a modern country.
Zeroing to Lango as a sub-region, what socio-economic challenges do you see that you feel when elected you should handle them head-on? And could they also be there?
The problem of Lango, was the problem in Ankole when we started. The problems are two. Number one, teach, may each keken, those who only work for the stomach. You check how many in each parish, how many of the homesteads are still working only for the stomach. You check. And we are saying, work for the stomach, but also for the pocket.
But the farmers are complaining that whenever they try to work for the pockets as well, prices do come down, and there are middlemen who are in charge of our market.
We shall come to that. So secondly, when you work for the market, do so with chura. Because people here we are growing cotton. But when you grow cotton on a small scale, you will not get out of poverty. Yes, cotton can make money if you grow it on a big scale. The same with tobacco. The same with even maize. To get good money from maize, you need to do it on a big scale. Sugar cane and such crops. So if you do this, yes, the prices may come down, but like coffee, sometimes the coffee comes down. Sometimes the price comes down. But the global demand of coffee is so strong that it always comes up again. So that's why in the manifesto, the problem is that you don't read these manifestos. And you are supposed to be people who are informing others. I don't know how an uninformed person can inform another one. But that is between you and God. God is Rubanga, the one to deal with you. Say, you fellows, you are pretending to know, you don't know, and you are misinforming my people. Be careful with the Rubanga.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
But so the question of prices, it really depends on which crop you grow. Yes, it may come down a bit, but what I recommend, as we did, I was saying in the manifesto of 1996, we recommended 7 activities for the smaller people. 1 acre of coffee, 1 acre of fruits, 1 acre of pasture for chalk, for milk, an acre of food crops, maybe cassava, in the backyard, piggery, and poultry for eggs, and then in the wetlands, fish farming. That's what we recommended in 1996, in writing, but people didn't read it. Now, if you check the prices of those commodities, because their global demand is big and growing, because the price collapses when supply is too much, much more than demand. That's when the price goes down. But these ones I'm talking about are products whose demand is growing. And that's why they are a bit more reliable. But the economics, you persist until they come up, and then you continue. Because you remember this world is a world of troubles. We are not, you remember we were in the Garden of Eden. Things were very easy, everything was nice. Then our grandmother messed up, Eva, and we were expelled from the garden. So when we were expelled from the garden, we had to, those problems come, but we assess what we recommended in the 7 activities were the activities which are more reliable, more stable, and in big demand globally and regionally.
Your Excellency.
So I'm going to start a model farm here. I had told them long ago they did some 1 acre of coffee, but I'm not satisfied. You will see when you come back next time. I will show you how a 4 acres model should be.
Thank you. Now, this country has not had a year without teachers' strikes.
Without?
Strikes, teachers striking because of what they call low pay, segregation in remuneration, whereby science teachers are getting more than their arts counterparts, and we have always heard your arguments about that. But as we talk now, our children are preparing to sit for
what would you call it?
For their examinations, but those teachers are not in school.
Those who are not in school will be
salary disparities in this country.
The salary disparities will be sorted out with time. With time, with more money. Because you see, the part of the indiscipline, which is different from with the bush people. You know, with the bush people, we know, you call it Iore. Is that how you say it?
Yes, Iore.
What does it mean?
Chronologically. Step by step.
Step by step. Mot. This is how we do things. The NRA. Now, the problem with the civilians is that they want to do everything at the same time, which is not possible, and which is suicidal. So what happens is, we call it in the Bantu dialects, kumemerera, to scatter resources, small here, small here. I think somebody told me that in Luo they call it poro.
Puaro. Puaro.
Meaning what? Scatter.
Puaro. When you are sprinkling, like scattering.
Yes.
Things that have very tiny
yes.
particles.
Yes. No impact. So that's why for us we say, please, if you are not an enemy, if you are not an enemy, because when we were in the bush fighting, we didn't have food. Food was scarce. So we would say, there's some little food here. Who should eat? It should be the one on guard duty. You be the one to eat. Even me, the commander, will not eat. But you eat because you are on guard duty. So that when the enemy comes to attack us, for you are alert. You alert us and then we'll fight. So we'll be able to prioritize the one who is needed now. He may not be the most important, but the one we need now. And if there's somebody who's going to spy on the barracks of our opponents, this is the one who gives food, the small food which is there. So, the economy of the country is led by the private sector. The private sector are the ones who are doing most of the work. Farming, manufacturing, services, infrastructure. Now, on the roads, we don't need historians. Somebody to come and tell the road, Napoleon did this, Napoleon. The road needs an engineer. Doesn't need somebody of literature to come and quote Shakespeare on the road. So that's why we say, you people, we don't have enough money to pay everybody well. But because we have brought peace, and we have done a little bit of infrastructure, some roads, the electricity. Private sector is rushing in. You can see the factories all over the place. In Jinja, in Kampala, you can see the factories. But all of these need scientists. They need engineers. They need machine operators. They need, agriculture needs a vet, needs a Bachelor of Science people. So, can we, since we don't have money to pay everybody very well, can we start with this? Now somebody says, no, me. Either we all get or nobody gets. Now what's that? This is treason. You are so selfish, you don't care what happens. I get a low salary myself. I'm not bothered with salary. I am here. I was fighting for no money from 1971. From 1971 up to 1986, I was fighting for no pay. From that time up to now, I'm working for very little pay. I am here. So those mercenaries, money, me, should leave us alone and go to Congo or other places where they want mercenaries. But if they are patient, because we started with the judges, we started with they were paid a bit more. Because that time we said, even if we are all hungry, at least the one who judges us, if a hungry man is quarreling with another hungry man, the judge should be not hungry like us. That's why we increase the salary of the judges first. Now, the members of parliament increased their salary wrongly, in my opinion. They made a mistake. But we didn't approve it. We didn't support it. We didn't want to cause a crisis, but I didn't agree with it. And that's why I refused a pay rise. I refused. They pay me 3.6 million, which they started paying in 1996. Before that, I was getting 150,000. From 1996, 86 to 96, I was being paid 150,000. Then they started paying me 3.6. My 20% goes to NRM. So on Mama's account, 2.7 million. That's what they pay me. They wanted to raise the salary because the salary of Kenya, please, I'm not Kenya, I am Uganda. I don't want to pay rise now. It is really betrayal to find people fighting for salaries. There was a story in the olden days. There was hunger, and the mother was carrying a baby, and she collapsed, she died. Now the baby didn't know that the mother had died. It went on suckling the dead body. That's what people are doing. Your country, Uganda, was down. Instead of struggling to build it, they are sucking. They are struggling to suckle. The mother who is down, trying to recover. This is betrayal. So we don't have time for those mercenaries. Our soldiers have been getting a very low pay all these years. Until a few years ago, when the generals were about to retire, the ones who had been there for 40 years, 45 years, 50 years, that's when we said, these generals should not go to the village when they are in a desperate situation. That's when we increased the salary of the army recently. But they have been fighting. So the mercenaries are really betrayers. And in other countries, you can check, you say you do research. In places like China, what is the history of the salaries there? Or India even. You can check. Until some few years ago, I hear that a professor in India was getting like $400. Because they know your country doesn't have money. Why do you insist? I must get money now. This business of saying that science are getting, arts are not getting, what's wrong with that? You need the science people most urgently now. Arts are also important. I'm an arts person myself. They are very important, but the one we need now are these scientists. There is Soroti Flying School. That school was about to close. Why? Because of this. Because of this.
People are not agreeing, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, the director must get more money. That's the most important part of Soroti Flying School. The skill which is rare there is flying and maintaining aircrafts. So they were trying to pay pilots 1 million. In the airlines, a pilot is getting 25 million. So the pilots walked away. So we had bought planes for training, but there were no pilots. They walked away. Until we had to come, but you people, what is in shortage here is not secretaries and typists and all that crowd and administrators. Those are very many. The ones we lack here are pilots. So if we don't have enough to pay everybody well, let's pay the pilots well and engineers. And that's how the Soroti Flying School came back. Otherwise, it was about to close. Why should you have such arguments in your country, in your department? In the villages, in Angola, I used to see, when we would be going, you say, give milk to a child, let the child drink. I may not drink because there is not enough. You give to the child, the one who drinks. Don't they do that in Lango here?
They do.
Yes. So have I answered your question?
Pretty well.
Thank you.
Now, on the local political scene, Your Excellency, whereas we are aware that the UPC presumptive presidential candidate was Honorable Jimmy James Michael Akenobore, who we understand did not satisfy the provisions of the constitution of his party, UPC, as well as the court issues. And a court case was there. He was defeated in court and he never appealed. He also did not pay for the nomination fee with the Electoral Commission. That is what we understand. And definitely he was not nominated. You are now almost a week into the presidential campaigns. but he is not campaigning. And apparently, in Lao, which used to be UPC stronghold, there are a section of people who seem to be blaming you that maybe President Museveni had a hand in blocking Honorable Akena from contesting for presidency. What do you say about this, sir?
Not at all. I didn't even know that Honorable Jimmy wanted it. I just saw it in the papers. I didn't know. Then I got some information. I tried to check. I found that it was mainly legal problems on their side. It was legal. It was not political. I don't remember the details, but there was supposed to be this, that, and the other one, and the other one. It was legal. It was nothing to do with the political. Nothing to do with the politics.
Finally, from me, as we prepare to ask you to give also an opportunity to my brothers and sisters seated down there, Uganda has had an abortive discussion and debate on the succession. Whoever will be able to succeed you. There is a video clip making rounds, apparently showing you saying, this will be now my last time. I will not contest after this. As the Henharem political party prepared vibrant members that will be able to take over the mantle of the leadership of this country from you.
Where is that video?
I think even the members laughing down there do have it. You know, we are in the era of social media. That is why I said it is making rounds attributed to you that President Museveni is saying, this will be my last time.
I was saying with my own words.
That is what it claims.
I don't remember.
Fine. Now, I request you, Mr. President, to give the opportunity to a few colleagues of mine to ask you some questions.
You people, I can see why you have blood pressure when you are young people. The issue of leadership in Uganda was resolved in 1995. We had the Constituent Assembly. It sat for almost like 2 years, I think. And we agreed on how to handle the issue of leadership. Then later on, we made some amendments. The term limit, we removed it. And then also the one of age, we removed it. But it's very clear how succession will be. So it's not the other problem. The problem we should look at is poverty in the homesteads. That's the one which is not resolved. This one was resolved.
There are people...
Because now you say there are 8 presidential candidates. So they are there legally. Some belong to parties, others are independent. If they are voted, if any one of them is voted, he will become president. So the constitution is there, the people, the voters are there. What is the problem? It's a question of the voting. Nobody, the only issue of who can contest for president is that you get 100 supporters in I don't know how many districts, 98 or something. That's all. So the issue of leadership was resolved, how to become leader of Uganda and how to run Uganda. It is all in the constitution. Okay, let's have how many? We shall have a total of 6.
So, Brother Walusimbu, could you please coordinate that?
Thank you. Please go to the microphone. State your name, your media house and restrict yourself to one question to allow your colleagues to also ask. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. My name is Augustine Okello. I work for Radio Rhino FM in Liver. I have one concern. I want to start by saying that Uganda has one of the few unique policies in the name of refugee open door policy that has also happened to win several awards for Uganda as a country because of its uniqueness. And for that reason, Uganda stands alone. It stands out of the crowd because of the refugee open door policy that was initiated. Kudos to the initiators. My concern is that there are some points that drives Uganda very differently, uniquely, and also makes Uganda respected internationally or globally. So my concern is about the policy, most especially when it comes to the entrance of the refugees crossing the border to Uganda through what the policy says that when they are coming, and there are very many, first of all, they are allowed to enter Uganda without going through the processes immediately. Maybe simply because from the other side, as they are crossing the border, there is pressure on the other side. But when they cross Uganda, the policies allows refugees to enter Uganda, and they stay for some times. Now there is a part that says RSD, that is refugee status determination, as a result of the influx, because the number is overwhelming and they are entering the country. It takes time. As they are taking time, the point that I'm saying, that I'm coming to, is that Uganda, as a country, we need to work on the policy, because for the last 2 years, Uganda realized that many people, like from South Sudan, entered Uganda in the names of refugees, whereas most of them were rebels from Sudan that crossed to Uganda in the names of refugees. But they mixed themselves with the community that was also hosting the refugees. So my only appeal is that the people who work over the policies should make an adjustment on that point, that there should be a point of determining who a refugee is when that before the status is granted to the person. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll have to check. I have not really followed up that issue, but I am a former refugee, so I know how the refugees, when Ugandans were refugees, how they used to behave. Because Amin declared his coup on the 25th of January, 1971. That evening, we met in Bugorobi and decided to fight Idi Amin. So the following day, the 26th of January, I spent the day getting money from the bank, my bank account, and we left on the 27th. And entered Tanzania. We didn't go through immigration. We entered through the part of the border which was not controlled by the Tanzanians. And went and reported inside there. Of course, for us, we are not simple refugees. We are not going to fight. But that can show you that refugees don't come with visas. They are running. They are running. But what I will check now is after they run, because there was a refugee office in the Ministry of Home Affairs of Tanzania. Very clear, there was people who were handling YAS. So I will check. You have challenged me. I will not really bother to check our system here. But I know the one of Tanzania very well. Okay. Second question.
Your Excellency, we have 2 questions from the Wananchi who are listening in. I'm going to request them to ask their questions live.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. We have this technology. They are going to ask the people who are listening in to make their call to you directly, and then you will answer, Your Excellency.
Let the questions come through. As
radio utiana meni natini kitana ko buke utio kato live ay baralegi kana donga utini mo yungu atie tuoro inamba ame wan ben mi yubori meti kere apenya yiri penyo ni adong tia winyo jo biro gonye doke lemo ka yira utikere lemo no biro bena bet twal mendo winyo atira win radio nama tio meti kere will not abira bishel abora not abora deck you not abira beach abora not abora deck yes wando ko yin rala takana
atia win wala pen wala yeti bal chawa wala pen.
Hello,
Country.
yeah. Good evening, how are you?
My name is Rashid Rashid, calling from Rhino. I'm following you online.
Yes, Rashid. Rashid, thank you so much for calling from Rhino Camp. You're live. Your question is great.
You're live in Baralegi.
The president.
And on radio.
Yes, my question, Excellency, is that is he aware that after the rationalization of UNRWA, the Ministry of Works has done more discovery in responding to road problems as opposed to when UNRWA was there?
Okay.
Yes, there was
Thank you so much.
there was a time of
Second question.
Hello?
Yeah.
I'm going over.
Rana alipigwa heshimi kwani? Yes. Kakwene lewasi to Ronald.
Lango.
Ni hapa hivi.
Kena nga, era kendo. Borwalan mo, mahyanga cuma, pakaputong yung ada.
Dua aga tumale mala Uganda. Kupoya.
Radio. Finally, to the team in Baralegi, as His Excellency has requested 3 questions, we'll take the last one for now.
Hello? Yes. Kupoya. Lo kule ngao kwa heshimi kwani? Yes, Richard. Hello? Richard? What's very happening? What I mean?
Mun je que no va a aprender con el guardia, pequeño.
Research Center, Cockney Pool.
White girl on weekend. Thank you so much. The team from Baralegi, over to you.
What was his question?
This is Mr. Muko Richard, calling from Union District of Air. He is asking you maybe to intervene so that there is a faculty of agriculture at the university, and that faculty should be made open to teach our local farmers the new farming methods as a demonstration field.
So there's no agriculture now?
Not yet.
Okay. That's a good.
But the university is bringing new courses. I saw it on the papers.
That's a good proposal. I support it. Now, regarding the UNRWA and ministry, yes, there was some delay in the handover, but the ministry has now taken over. They are going to repair those Maram roads. They are going to repair them. But also the tarmac roads which had been damaged. But there's the issue of priorities, because like the people in Aber, for them they want a district, they don't care about the roads. That's not a bad idea. If you don't insist on on tarmac roads, like for instance, we are struggling to get money to tarmac the road from Lira to here, to Abim. But now, when we say we create a new district, we create Aber district, we create a Amachi district, we create another district, that will take money. And we may not have money to do both. So that should be clear that I don't mind. You can have a Maram road, well maintained, and we also have the districts, because people seem to like the districts and the other administrative centers, cities, and so on. So it should be clear that you cannot manage to do everything at the same time. You will be deceiving yourself. So yes, we can have less of the tarmac roads and have more of the other of the administrative units. I have no problem with that. When I bought land in Rakstura, 1967, there was no tarmac road. There was not even a good road. So if there's a good Maram road, I have no problem at all. Then we can have like Aber district, because my people in Aber, they said they didn't care about the Bobby Loro Road. And in a way they are right, because these tarmac roads are for the rich people. The ordinary people may not gain so much from the tarmac roads. That's why you find for them they care more about PDM and so on. If you talk PDM, you find they are very supportive. So as long as you plan within your means, I have no problem with that. The problem is when you have too many things which you cannot manage, you will fail. But the ministry is moving in to deal with those roads. So let's have the other questions here.
Mr. Obonyo Robert from Orlando in Lira City was seeking to know whether we should be hopeful that the rail transport is coming back. Do you bring some hope to us?
Absolutely.
As far as rail transport is concerned, and maybe you can also add this. UETCL, our very own company, has taken over from Umeme.
The what?
But now we don't have power.
The what?
Power. UETCL.
DCL.
Yes. Uganda Electric.
I will check. I will find out what the problem is. I will check. When I come back in Lango next time, I will answer that question of the erratic electricity. But on the railway, the railway is being repaired. Are the teams not here repairing?
They came some time back, did some work, disappeared.
Disappeared.
But that they have returned so far.
They are there. They are good.
Your Excellency, the team working on the railway is there, and works are currently going on.
Yes, they will go up to Gulu, and from Gulu they will go to Pakwash. That's the contract. And so this is the meter gauge, the old railway. But we're also going to build the new standard gauge railway from Tororo to Kampala first, then from there to Kasese, and then from Tororo to Nimule. That's the plan.
So, Mr. Walasimbi, we can get back to you.
Yeah, just two more questions. Eddie, you had a question? Or go to the microphone, please.
Thank you, Your Excellency. My name is Eddie Olwa. I work for UBC TV within the region here. I'm the one after your departure who will always keep you informed of activities here in the region on UBC. My question, Your Excellency, I have been following your message during your campaign trail here in Laon. And one of the rare angles you came with during this campaign trail is on issue of drug theft. And this time around, you said you will use the religious leaders, the clergy. My question is, Your Excellency, how are you going to do this? Because the religious leaders seem to also be busy.
And from his parish. But I would ask them to recommend somebody, because these health centers are not many. Health centers is in the whole country. If all the sub-counties have are like 2,000 something, surely can we fail to get one person to keep checking in the area how the drug situation is and report to the center? And that's, I was saying, that person should be somebody connected with the faith. Not the reverend who has got a diocese, who has got a parish, but some other religious person nominated, identified for me by the religious friends.
Thank you, Your Excellency, but we have always had the police and the army. Why the faithful people this time? Thank you, Your Excellency.
Because it is the issue of dedication. They are there, but the corruption is, why is it continuing? That's why I want to diversify and tap. We had actually done it before. When we created the URA initially, I will tell you the story. There used to be the old East African customs, Uganda customs, and they were stealing most of the taxes. They were collecting 4% of tax of GDP as tax that time. So I sat down and I remembered my religious, because I used to be very active in the religious groups. I was secretary and president of the Scripture Union in the 1960s. So I could see that the problem was the problem of integrity. So you can call it integrity hunting. Integrity hunting. There are some people with integrity in the army and other areas, but also. So that time I sat down, I remembered that when we were at Tantari, we had a colleague, Stephen Akabwai. He was 2 years ahead of me. But we used to be together in the Scripture Union. And when he left, I never saw him again. He would have left like 1964. And you can imagine by the time I came into government, 86, this was almost 20-something years after seeing Akabwai. From there, he went to Dar es Salaam, but he left before he joined. I think he was actually in S5 when I was in S2. Because by the time I went to Dar es Salaam, he was no longer there. He had finished the university. So I had not seen him. But I remembered that networking of the Scripture Union. Then I said, where is Akabwai? I didn't even know where he was. They said he became a teacher. I went and looked for him. And they landed on him somewhere in some school. And he came. And then I said, Stephen, I want you to head the Revenue Authority. He said, but I don't know anything about tax collection. I told him the problem is not tax collection knowledge, it is integrity. So you learn how to do it. And he came in and did it. Tax collection went from 4% to about 11%. And it has more or less stayed around there all this time. So what I was talking about is integrity hunting. And that's why I was thinking of tapping into those groups. Okay, two more questions?
Two you said? We had one more.
Okay.
The last question will be from Cedric.
His Excellency, thank you so much. My name is Cedric Otolo. I am a software engineer by profession with majors in artificial intelligence and machine learning. I also work with Roma TV, and I am a director of a technology company. It's based in Lira City. For the past 4 years, we have been running a lot of things to do with technology and young people in northern Uganda, especially Lango and Chole sub-region. And also, in 2021, I won an award from you as being one of the best innovators in the country, and you gave me $10,000 to help the young people in Lango sub-region. I want to say that over the past 4 years, so many young people has been calling forth for us to support them in terms of technology and so many things in northern Uganda. But the challenge we have as young people who are passionate about ICT and bringing technology to us is we lack a central hub, which you call an innovation hub, of which I know Kampala has one, but it's very inaccessible for so many people from northern Uganda. My request is, would there be a possibility for your office to support Lango sub-region to have an innovation hub, as I have felt the problem of supporting all these young people, who love technology. Just 2 days ago, the NASA International Space App Competition gave us a permission. Brilliant young people who are not well conversant with speaking English, but they can deliver very quality products in terms of crafting. An example is a gentleman who made a car in town, Lira City, and we have been driving it around. How possible is it for government to see how do we bring these people to the picture, irrespective that they don't speak English, but they can have accreditation to do something better for this country? Thank you so much. Again, my name is Cedric Otolo, and I lead the young people in technology in this region. Technology in this region. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Okay, let my PPS be in touch with you, get your contact. So I will see how to help.
So much.
Now for the other engineers, the other innovators, when you come with them.
Thank you so much.
If my staff organize for you to come and see me. When my staff organize for you to come and see our nyaras, my nyara, the daughters, they are shy, they don't speak.
Ladies,
the nyaras, we must be strong and also speak.
Good evening, Mr. President. My name is Ajuang Marion. I write for the Corporator News. I am going back to the fishing communities. You said that you want to promote fish farming in northern Uganda. Now, a statement you made that you're going to create a circle for this community and give them some fun. How sustainable shall this be, looking at the mindset of the people we serve or the mindset of the people you serve? Thank you. That is my question.
Now, the issue of fishing, because there's fish farming, which we are going to promote because it's very, very profitable. From my fish pond in Lira town, I'm earning 100 million shillings. Just one pond. So because of the money involved, but also because fish farming is environment friendly. You put the fish pond at the edge of the swamp. You don't put it in the center of the swamp. And you get a lot of money there compared to what you get from rice. And in the center of the swamp, the water comes back. That's why we like fish farming. And this fish farming, you check on the internet, you say you are internet people. Check. See the demand of fish in the world. Big demand. So, apart from fish farming, which is discipline, then there is the other wild catching of fish in the lake. My advice to the fisher people is, why don't you get us the indigenous? Because in the case of Ankole, we had indigenous clans who were doing the fishing. And I will be happy to support those. But now I hear there are a lot of people in the lakes, from Congo, from where. This needs to be sorted out. So that, as I was telling people in Pakwach today, when it comes to cows, with the Banyankore, you can rely on us. On behalf of Uganda, we have been able to keep the Ankore cow without government support ourselves. It's now a big hit in the world. So for fishing, we need to rely on the indigenous fishing families so that we support them. Because they are the ones who know. And then we also regulate how many people should be in the lake. Because even Nambole, when you reach a certain number, they say, don't come. The numbers are too many. How many people should be in the lake? Is there no limit? Logically, the number you need to be in the lake without damaging it, because you damage the breeding, you damage the what. So these two points. Number one, the families, the indigenous groups should be identified and we support them. And they look after the fish on our behalf. Me, as a cattle keeper, I've been looking after the Ankole cow on behalf of Uganda. You people, you can come and get very good material which I have been keeping at my own cost. Why can't we have our fishing people who are indigenous in that area, and we rely on them and we support them? And then the other issue on the fishing is the optimal number. How many people should be fishing in the lake, so that you don't destroy the resource. Okay, Apoyo Matek.
Your Excellency, maybe before you can say bye to us, as the moderator, I want to thank you for the time you gave to us. But before we leave, the last time we were here, you made some pledges to the journalists.
Those will come.
And the journalists were now looking at you suspiciously, and they're also requesting that maybe you also give them an opportunity, an appointment to meet you, because there are certain things that they would want to discuss with you, but they cannot do it. Lost contact.
Who was that one?
From the Betty.
Gaba, okay.
Yes. So Gaba was the one.
There's a new one, but where is she? Come, be in touch with this man and link him with Barbara. But on the other issue which we agreed, that one is set.
Thank you.
Apoyo Matek.
Apoyo, we wish you well, Your Excellency. We wish you good health as you go on your campaigns. As the people of Lao, we wish you the best, and may you have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Your Excellency, we thank you so much. This is your second last day. We hope to see you in Lira City and Lira District together with Kole District. Thank you so much for this interaction with the people of Lango on your second last day.
That one is on Sunday.
Sunday, so people are saying Sunday is not a good day. Have you sorted out that one?
Your Excellency, a new day and date will be communicated.
Oh, okay.
The team is still consulting with the approved program by the Electoral Commission.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Apoyo Matek.
Opoya tek tutwala duong do. Opoya luang melao mono duon President me Uganda doka magbendera me NRM pibero President me Uganda mo tutumia riyo pira riyo we bishel riyo pira dek we chel. Wano kwa yu luang melao ni bolunu kwit but President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni eno kobo ni pikuch dongo lobo kede lonyo. Opoya tek ba Woku.
Thank you so much, viewers who are still viewing us on Radio QFM YouTube channel. I am Joseph Okul Epila. We have finally come to the end of the engagement between the President of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who had an engagement with the press team that came from various parts of the country. For those who have been watching, and a close recap, Among the things that the president had to give answers to the pressmen was why he believes that the people of Uganda will still choose him among the 8 candidates who are contesting to be the president of this country. And among the issues he highlighted was the fact that since 2006, Uganda has been with a maximum peace, and that is in history. Something that has never happened in the country, and that happened as a result of the effort of the Uganda People's Defense Forces under the NRM government, who were able to at least put off the LRA rebels who are disturbing the peace in northern Uganda, and also the cattle rustlers, among other insurgencies that were coming in northern Uganda. Amidst us here, we have Mr. Manuel Ndombo, one of the great leaders in the NRM government. Sir, could you please address our viewers this evening how crucial this engagement was, and of what impact it will have to the people outside there, most especially in northern Uganda?
We want to thank His Excellency the President and his handlers because of this opportunity that has been given for the President to have a direct interaction with the people of Lango, and the people to be able from their homes to ring and talk to His Excellency the President, and the President answering their questions. This is something that has been very beautiful, and I want to request the population that whenever an opportunity like this comes, take it up and ask these questions, because they help government, they help the leaders to improve on the government policy. But also, you heard the President saying, I will go and check. So, the issues which were raised by the population, the President has an opportunity to go and check with the people. And he says when he comes next time, he will come with an answer. We want to thank His Excellency the President. And above all, we want to thank the leaders of Lango sub-region. From the day when we entered in Amolata, the crowds were speaking louder than the words. The numbers were big, the enthusiasm was high, and they have demonstrated that the people of Lango are going to vote His Excellency the President, and they are going to vote NRM. We also request them that vote NRM flag bearers, so that they go to accomplish the things that President Museveni has promised. He has promised the district, he has promised on the roads, he has promised the fishing community, he has promised so many government programs. We also want to thank the management of the media houses. Thank you very much for relaying the message of the President. Thank you very much for relaying the message of the party. Next time when we come back, kindly accept again to relay the same message so that the population can be informed.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dombo, for also being so kind and arranging such a very important engagement between the President and the viewers, and between the President and the media houses. And thank you so much. And today, as I was still saying earlier, we had a very important engagement, and if something Mr. Dombo made it very clear is the promises that the President came out with and the very crucial answers he gave to the people of Lango sub-region about issues, critical issues that they really needed to have the answers to, and for the first time they were able to have the answers straight from the President himself. Thank you so much for watching Radio QFM YouTube channel. Always stick with us because we are always here to bring you the best. Thank you so much and have a very good evening.